Live you won't want to miss. Hello! Welcome back. I'm still black. Listen, y'all, this OBS system is a whole entire mess. However, do not fret because I am always blessed. That is why y'all can hear my voice. Welcome back. Part 2. Bam. The remix, the sequel. Welcome to a Kiki with Mimi. I'm giving you all of the pop culture goods that you want, even when the microphone don't motherfucking work. Let me just say right away, we're gonna get into Shane, we're gonna get into Tati, we're gonna talk about Jeffree, we're gonna talk about James, maybe not that much, maybe just like a little bit. Like, where the hell is y'all's merch? I don't know where it is, but he just released a statement. I don't know where it is, but I just saw it. So we're gonna get into that just a little bit. We're definitely gonna talk about Sweetie because I'm sick of y'all hating on her. Y'all know how we do here right off the bat. Of course, we're gonna get into August. Alsina, Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith. What is going on there, you guys? I honestly have not a clue, or maybe I do. Maybe I have a little bit of a clue. And also, of course, y'all have seen the thumbnail. Kanye West announced that perhaps he's running for president. Maybe he wants to be that first girl. He wants to be another black man in the White House, if you will. I'm still hee-heeing a la Michael Jackson. Let me know what you guys think when we get to that. But most importantly, you guys, which is why I needed to make sure my sound was right. I'm over here messing up on a grand day, y'all. We have the iconic, the legendary, the expensive and exquisite queen, Meghan Tonjes here. I'm going to buzz her in just a few so that we can get into some of this tea. I want to talk about this music, girl. We're going to get into some of these tunes, girl. It's going to be a good show today. Even though Mercury is in retrograde and fucking up my plans and my sounds. If you guys are new, if this is your first time, you guys already know what I like to do. I like to start off the stream with a little bit of positivity. So you guys already know y'all need to get to clicking in the chat. Let me know some things that you're positive for, anything positive that's happened to you this week. Also, be sure to put any green hearts in the chat to let me know that you are here and you are ready to get into all of this good that I have laid out for you guys. I always feel like even though I've proclaimed this area the Revolution Detective Agency, I feel like it's always it's like a chaotic little picnic. You know, I lay out the little blanket, we all gather on the blanket, and then I'm like, okay, y'all, let me tell y'all what I've heard. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why it's just Wesley is saying, Ursula gave Courtney's voice back. Yes. Oh my God, I'm so happy I can hear you now. Tamara says, yay, Courtney. Hello, good afternoon, sis. Kat is saying, still fabulous. Thank you so much. I had to pause the stream, back it on up. I had to consult with Megan on the side. I said, Megan, can you hear me, girl? Megan was like, I can hear you, but I don't think they can hear you, girl. So I went and I figured it out, and now I'm back. And as always, still black. Felicia saying T-Tribe in the house. Shout out to Felicia. Shout out to all my T-Tribe members from over at Holly Scoop. Welcome. If you want to become a rebel of the revolution, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Of course, be sure to click that subscribe button. And of course, while we're promoting, hey, hold that thought. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Are y'all holding the thought? Hold on. Are y'all holding the thought? Are y'all holding it? Are y'all holding the thought? Bam! Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all should have already known I was going to come with the speculation on confirmation merch. So make sure y'all get that. As y'all can see, I think in the chat right now, I have the little sticker pinned to the top if y'all feel like it. If y'all want to put something on y'all little notebooks or something. One of my really good friends from my hometown, shout out to Gabby, she grabbed a sticker and she put it in her planner, y'all, because when you're a teacher, the world is full of speculations when you're dealing with them kids. You need to get your magnifying glass out quick and get into all them fingerprints and get into all them grades. So shout out to everyone that's bought the merch and supported me in that way. Obviously, I really fucking appreciate that because who am I? You get what I'm saying? But you guys make me feel like somebody, and that's something that I will always appreciate. So let me jump in the chat. Let me see what y'all are geeking about. Let me see what's going on. Tina is saying my daughter had her birthday yesterday. Shout out to her. Happy birthday. Shout out to all of the birthdays that are going on right now. Let me help you blow out the candles right now. Let me giving y'all sweet 16 no Hillary Duff, bitch. Amanda saying, hey Courtney, I made it to the live. I finally got my merch yesterday. I tagged you on Instagram. I love my hoodie. It's so soft and comfy. Amanda, I need to go through my tags because I have my tags set up on Instagram where it's like I have to go to like a different tab and see like all the ones that I can confirm. So you already know after this, that's going to be one of the first things I do, so I can see you modeling the goods. Before we get started and before I buzz Meghan Tonjes up to the apartment, something positive, right? So when it comes to positivity in the 4th of July, I know it's been kind of like weird to feel like the world is just basically the fuck erupted, and like why would I want to run out and grill hot dogs and do a chili burger and all of that on the 4th of July. But something positive that I did on the 4th of July was, bitch, I relaxed. I took some time off. For those of y'all that know, I live on Twitter. I tweet my ass off. It's actually just a little bit excessive. I'm very aware. So yesterday I just took the time off. You know, me and my boyfriend hung out. We had some good breakfast brunch, if you will. You know, a little French toast moment, bitch. And we just had good food and enjoyed each other's company. And it was just like, it wasn't supposed to be that way. Like, we weren't supposed to spend the day as a holiday, but it just sort of wound up being that way because we just took the time. You have to take care of yourself, take care of your relationship, take care of each other. You get what I'm saying? So shout out to all of you guys that did something positive with their 4th of July. And shout out to all of y'all that were running around running amok with these goddamn fireworks. Now y'all need to shut the hell up and stop them damn fireworks because people are trying to sleep. You get what I'm saying? It's donezo for that. 4th of July is over. You need to return that shit back to the store. You need to leave us the fuck alone. Some of us got curlers in our fucking hair. Some of us still are being forced to go to the goddamn office every day with the Rona floating around. And the last thing we need is your ass keeping us up till 3 o'clock in the morning. Our ass got to get on the 4:05 at 7. So that's just what I'm saying. Felicia is saying, I love that y'all had a nice little relaxing day together. Thank you, Felicia. Shout out to Felicia. She is our moderator. She also is my best friend, so don't play with her. She will get on this plane to where you live, and she will beat your ass. So do not play with her. She will get very southern. She'll give you that southern hospitality when she whoops your ass. Shout out to her. Also, we have a podcast called Over Her in the Pantry. So shout out to Felicia. If you want to grab that link, girl, and lead the people over to our latest episode that people might listen. Shout out to y'all that be listening to the pantry. Shout out to the eavesdroppers. My bad. Y'all have a name. Shout out to the eavesdroppers. Shout out to y'all. Heart Girl says, LOL, yes, fireworks were annoying up here in the Bay. I could not imagine. I honestly, truly could not imagine. It just sounds like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Set It Off with Jada Pinkett Smith, Vivica A. Fox, legendary icon, Queen Latifah. But there was a scene in the beginning, well, I won't even talk about the scene in the beginning of the movie, I don't want to spoil it. There's just a lot of gunfire in that movie, a lot of bank robberies, and so hearing the fireworks was giving me Set It Off, and I was like, a little bit on edge. I hide up under the covers, bitch. Anyway, y'all, let me stop talking your ears off because y'all already know how I do. If you give me the whole entire field, I will sprint it and go back and forth and we will get nothing done. Let's jump in to our guest. She is an icon. She is a legend. She radiates what I specifically like to call big sister energy. She's been around, I feel like if there's anyone in the YouTube community you want to take care of you and give you like the real raw deal, like it's definitely going to be this incredible woman, singer, entertainer, digital creator, podcast host. Like she truly does it all. And you know what? Shout out to her because she's made so much of an impact because I do meet a lot of people that I'm like, oh my God. But I literally remember the first time we did meet and it was 5 years ago. So shout out to this queen that has kept it real since day one. Her name is Meghan Tonjes. Shout out to Meghan Tonjes. Now y'all know how we do when it comes to me and technology. Let's see if we can get her in. Okay. Oh, there we go, girl. But hang on, girl. Let me get you in the box, girl. Hang on, girl. We do this every time. Oh, bam. Look how she fit, y'all. Woo! Meghan Tonjes. Hey, Meghan.
That was a great intro. I love that. You know, the thing is, when you go to do stuff, they always ask me, how do you want to be introduced? I don't want to have anything to do with how I'm introduced. However you're feeling, I just I'm here. And that was beautiful.
Thank you very much, Meghan. I'm glad that you're here. I feel like you are one of those people in the YouTube community that is just gonna say it like you mean it. If you guys are in the chat and you're like, who's Meghan Tonjes, y'all better get, your seatbelt so that y'all don't have no harm. You take your seatbelt and you click it or ticket, bitch. Because Meghan is not only entertaining, she's genuinely talented. So it is truly an honor to have you here in my my little side box here, girl. We got the talent, the legend up in here, girl. First thing I would just want to ask you is, how are you?
I'm here. I'm here. It's July. We made it. And I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that question. That question was never easy for me, and I feel like it's gotten even harder since everything's happened. I'm here. I'm awake. I'm alive, and I'm doing okay.
Listen, I'm glad. I'm glad that you're making it. I'm glad that you're surviving, and I'm glad, Meghan, that you're still part of the YouTube community. Oh, can y'all hear me? Are we echoing real quick? Let us know. It's a little bit of a delay, so it's gonna take us a couple seconds to find out, Meghan, but let us know if we're still echoing. I triggered something that maybe fixed the echo, so let us know. I do want to say that I'm glad that you're part of the YouTube community, because like I said, I feel like you're sort of a real voice. When a lot of people at events, I feel like, go through the motions, and I'm sure you know what I mean, of just the hi, oh my god, hi. When I see you or you sneak up behind me and I hear your voice, it's something that's like, Meghan Tonjes. I feel like I can almost kind of like take a mask off a little bit and be like, Meghan Tonjes, someone that's real.
That makes me feel so good, because, I started doing YouTube in 2006. So I started right at the beginning. And I loved having a place where I could use my voice in a world where I didn't feel like someone that looked like me often had the opportunity to do it. And there was no thought in my mind that it was going to become a job or it was going to become such a huge part of my life. And so that's been amazing. But the fact that I get to go to events and become friends with people that are also, I reached out to you to be a part of this because I legitimately was so excited to see. It's like, it still feels like day one YouTube to me, in the sense of like, I see someone and I really enjoy what they're doing. And when I feel that pull of like, I want to be friends with them, I want to collab with them. And that's never steered me wrong. When I look at the people that I collaborate most often with are people that I'm really close friends with. So
wow.
Thank you for having me.
Meghan, no, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. I feel like when I was watching YouTube, before we get into the tea, y'all, hang on. Don't go nowhere.
Yeah.
Get into it.
Let us reminisce.
When I think of like, when people are always like, I miss the old YouTube, I think of you, Nick, Miles J, Tyler,
oh my God,
like King Trey, like that's who the reason I'm here today feeling so outspoken is because of y'all. So like when I get to see y'all and I'm just like, hi, and then I like run off, it's because I just have so much respect for you guys, and the fact that y'all have opened up this door for me to even feel like, sure, I can sit down and turn the camera on and be like, you know what? This is some bullshit. You know what I mean? So
I love that. That was I think an unintended effect of us just doing what we wanted to do and felt like doing. And I think the people that you mentioned in particular, us, we feel a responsibility to just the platform and the community itself, because we've been here for so long.
Well, I'm glad that you're here. Before we get into the tea, Meghan, you just released music. And before everyone gets distracted, tell them about it, where they can find it. I'm going to go ahead and say links to Meghan's stuff. It's down in the description box below. After watchers, you don't even got to go crazy looking for her. Just click that description. All her social media and the Spotify link is there. But tell us about the music that you dropped, girl.
Well, listen, long before I was the poison of YouTube and the biggest bully on this site, little nicknames that I've received along the way, I was a musician and I play guitar and sing. And so I first started off and got a huge launch in just my career, my life, from doing cover songs. And then I toured doing original stuff, but I took a few years off because of some trauma. And so coming back to music at all was such a big thing for me this year. And what I ended up finding was all of these unreleased demos, acoustic songs, things that I had maybe played in a YouTube video but never put there. And so I released 40 of those songs in June in 4 separate albums on Spotify, iTunes, Google Music, all that. And each one has 10 songs on it. And it's a journey of music that people either hadn't heard or had heard, but I never gave them the place to stream it. So go check it out. Spotify. It's just, it's it's numbered. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 in Roman numerals. And it's got some photography. It was a fun little project. It was literally one of those things where I was talking to a friend and they were referencing a song that I'd never released. And I thought, I have a lot of those. And once I started going through the hard drives, I was like, I have 40 of these. I need to do something. And so it was a big purge for me, I think, and hopefully a step into getting back into music.
Jeez. I want to shout out Kimberly. Kimberly is saying, we all want to be friends with Courtney. Many good people on YouTube love you. Thank you so much, Kimberly. I'm not sure if there were any super chats that I missed either before we went live or during the show. My apologies. I'm going to try to keep my eye, like one eye on Selena, one eye on the chat so I see. Thank God they're all highlighted. Shout out to you, Kimberly, and shout out to any other super chats that I missed. Shout out to everyone that's here, either after.
Shout out to Samantha, too.
Oh, Samantha?
Samantha was another one. Look, I'm doing co-star duty right now. Look at me. I'm in the chat. I'm creeping.
Thank you, Megan, because sometimes I miss it. Y'all know I'm grandpa father time and I get caught up in my stories and get caught up in the person I'm talking to and then I might miss one. So thank you, Megan.
So impressed with everything that you're doing because this is all so much energy that I don't even have anymore. YouTube took it all.
No, Megan, that's sad. We need y'all. We need you. We need your chutzpah. We need it, girl.
Okay, I'm here.
But let's jump in to things that you should see. Y'all already know how I do. Things you should see is when I force stuff on you. It's normally just like 1 or 2 quirky things depending on the week. Y'all know I love Sweetie. Y'all know how I feel about the internet bullying Sweetie. She's back with, let me make sure I get it right. It's the Pretty Bitch Music Freestyle, right? And here's the thing. The thing about Sweetie is this. People feel as though because she puts out hit records, like she put out My Type and she just put out Tap In, people feel as though she can't make lyrical music. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with being an entertaining raptress that can also be lyrical and not at the same time, if that makes sense. The Pretty Bitch Music Freestyle was great. I feel like she kind of hopped back into her bag. I feel like Saweetie has always sort of been rapping about her education and how she's chasing a dream, she's chasing a bag, that hood rich mentality. I love that about her, and I feel like this freestyle was honest and it's gonna hook people into listening to her project. Megan, do you feel like when it comes to being like a superstar that your music either has to be like very technical or does it have to be strictly like hit kind of music? Or is there a way to sort of finagle a middle ground, you think?
I mean, I think, there has to be a balance of both. I think there's room for everyone, right? Like you have people that are artists that are very about their lyrics and like there's this whole thought process behind it and visuals and it takes a long time to make. And then you have people that can just come up with a great hook and release it for the summer. And I think it's all just a matter of marketing and you should be able to do both. Hopefully. I think that's the balance. You need to have an ear for what's going to resonate with people, and whether that's lyrically or musically, it doesn't matter because music is such a personal part of everyone's life. It doesn't matter how you get people, but if they're responding, then you did something worth doing.
And you know what? I feel like I've said this before with Sweetie. She doesn't have to be. She might not want to be, and she just can't be Nicki Minaj, and she can't be Megan Thee Stallion, and she can't be Doja Cat. She really just has to be whatever resonates with herself. And if that's the long nails one moment and giving us Tap In another moment, I think that we should let her rock. I really like her. She's the one that got, I think it was Birkin bags. Quavo gave her Birkin bags on her birthday. She dropped it to the splits, girl, off the Birkin bag. Like, if y'all don't relate, like, how y'all hate on that? Like,
I love to see people that are kind of new into the world of fame so excited about things, and she was excited. So I mean, and I'm also excited as a musician to see more and more artists making mixtapes and making music from their homes, from their home studios, making music videos in their house. And I think that's just a testament to creative people want to make things, and they're going to find a way to do it regardless, which I think really, feeds back into YouTube and why most of us are here to begin with. So I'm here for her. I only really knew the one song, and I listened to the freestyle, and I like where she's going with it. I think she's at the beginning of her career. So for us to be so critical of her right off the bat in a way that maybe people were for Doja, Nicki, and everyone else, and continue that. There are people that don't look at Nicki or Doja as being lyricists, and there are people that love what the things they say. Again, it's going to be so subjective. So if you enjoy her, enjoy her.
I love her a lot. Nike Taylor saying, hope I didn't miss too much of the tea. Nike Taylor, listen, you are just on time. We are just getting into that appetizer before we hit them entrees. So do not worry. Do not fret. You're right here, right on time. D. Noella saying, yes, I love the pretty bitch. Jessica is saying, you're such a sweetheart, Court. You always take the... always take the time to visit the charts and comments after your show to reach out to us. And we love and appreciate you so much for that. Of course. What the hell else am I going to do, you guys? If y'all take the time to comment on my videos even after the fact, some of y'all will come. Megan, sometimes they'll come. I can tell when they're watching the video because they'll comment one part that I know I said in the first half, and they come back 10 minutes later with another and then another one to round it out. I love all those people. Y'all know I come and I read through the comments. So shout out to you guys. Even if I can't write back a long paragraph, you know I'm going to come and heart that comment or try to say something back. But shout out to Sweetie. I like her. And I wish her luck on her next project. I'm definitely gonna, I'm gonna go ahead and purchase that for her. I want to support her. Something about her that I like.
That's the best way to do it. I can say as a musician, buying it is the best way and sharing it is the best way. Streaming is great because streaming gives you the access to just a lot more people, a lot more music, but I mean, you make like 0.0001 cent every stream. So share and buy.
You know what I'm gonna do, y'all? I'm gonna remix Tap In, and that's how we gonna celebrate. I'm gonna come out with my verse on Tap In, and y'all better get ready, and y'all better stream on SoundCloud because we can't sell that because Sweetie will have my ass in the jail cell. Okay, well, before we get into all of our heavy hitters today, y'all know I done already said this is coming. But first, I really want to take the time to sort of like shine a spotlight on Meghan and help you guys get to know her a little bit more. So we're going to get into some questions. It's not necessarily the hot seat, but if you sweat, we could just blame it on the summer girl.
There's no seat too hot. And I'm sweating regardless because Los Angeles is too warm.
I want to ask you, Meghan, what or like who sort of inspired you to create music? Like what drives you to do that?
Yeah, I mean, 2006, I just started playing guitar and teaching myself guitar over the summer and started writing songs pretty quickly. But those first artists I was listening to were really Gavin DeGraw, Jason Mraz, Tristan Prettyman, a lot of just like indie singer, songwriter, folk artists. And then that's definitely shifted. I think, the main thing that stayed the same for me with making music was just I felt something so big that I didn't know how else to say it or how else to put it out there. And music, I've always had an ear for it. It's something that I pick up really quickly. And I just, there were things that I didn't see someone like me saying and being vulnerable about. And in the same way that I kind of went at YouTube of like, here's the place where I can talk about it. Music for me was like, here's a place where I can tell a story and not always have to explain every bit of it. It's my story, but also it has such a bigger impact. And I also grew up as like a fan vidder too. Like listen, I'm a nerd. So
I love it. I embrace it, girl.
I used to make a lot of Buffy, Roswell, Alias, Firefly, fan videos, fan fiction. And I love finding like indie music that was so perfect for a scene or so perfect for a couple or a ship that you had. And I think a lot of the music that I write, there is sort of that visual in my mind of like, it could work for any of these shows or movies because a lot of it's about love and heartbreak and loss and grieving and dealing. And those just happen to work. So I just want to make music that makes people cry. If you're crying, I feel good about it because I'm like, I got the emotion.
I moved you.
And I can live off that. I can live off that forever. I'm a Scorpio. We'll talk about it later, but I'm a Scorpio. So it's like, I just, suckle it up.
I love that you mentioned Jason Mraz. I wonder what he's up to. Though I really liked his song "Geek in the Pink."
Oh, I love that.
Ooh, that was a hit.
Yeah, look at that harmonies. I love Geek. That's a great album. And then listen. I mean, there are a lot of other artists I listen to right now. I love Kevin Garrett, who wrote for Beyonce. I love Jack Garrett, not related, and I'm constantly. They're just artists that I gravitate towards that tend to be very lyrical. And I also love when a song it feels very upbeat and you're moving. But when you listen to the lyrics, you're like, this is really fucked up. This is really sad.
Yes.
This is really dark. I love that.
I love that too.
So I'm drawn to that.
Let me ask you this, Megan. Is there sort of like a song that you hear and you're like, I like the production, I like the lyrics, but I want to change the lyrics and sort of flip it and make it more personal to me or make it my own? Is there a song out there that moved you to do that?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I used to do a series called Request Tuesday, and I keep thinking about bringing it back and kind of redoing a lot of those covers like 13 years later. That'd be so interesting. I think for me, I never wanted to change anything too much. I love the idea of stripping something down and making it very intimate, because I feel like sometimes it forces you to listen to the lyrics. The song that I've been listening to a lot lately, and Hamilton just came out, but wait for it, from Hamilton is a favorite. Leslie is, incredible. That show is about Leslie, I feel like, really. And I love that song. It's so beautiful. It's so heartbreaking. And I don't know, I couldn't do it any better. Everything is so perfect about it, but I would love to see that stripped down, just very, even more vulnerable than it is. I don't know if I'll be the one to do it, but you never know. I might pull out the acoustic guitar and have to cover it.
Get to strumming, girl. I'm like holding the magnifying glass like such a weirdo. I'm like, get to strumming, girl.
I know, right?
That's fun. I haven't seen Hamilton yet. I don't know a lot about it. I actually just found out about it at work, and like everyone is like, you need to stop your world and watch it. So I might need to check it out. Should I listen to the soundtrack first?
Yeah. Okay, so here's how I did it. So I was on a trip, and I had friends that were obsessed with Hamilton, and I was like, okay, let me listen to this. I heard a few songs. I didn't know what was going on. I knew it was catchy. So for the entire plane ride, like there and back, and this was a trip to Ireland. I went to a wedding. So I just listened to this whole soundtrack on repeat, trying to piece out what was happening. And then it made me fascinated. So I started researching everything. And this, now being on Disney Plus, is the first time that I've seen it kind of on stage. And so it's been fascinating to see what was in my head versus what's happening. And I think it's really good. I think it's really interesting. I would not go into it thinking like, this is the history. I never have to read about it, which I know you won't. Like, there's a lot of research to be done, and but there's a lot of conflict with it. People feel like it maybe is letting some founding fathers off. Other people feel like it's sending a different kind of message. And I'm kind of in the middle, where I just appreciate what that show has done for casting and for Broadway and for visibility and diversity in general, especially when it comes to a cast like that. But it's also not something you can listen to and watch and not do your own research. Like, it will make the show better if you understand what's actually happening.
That's how I was with Rant. I remember I rented the movie, for those of y'all that are about to judge me. I rented the Rant DVD at Blockbuster, obviously years and years and years ago. And when I watched it through, I remember being like, oh my God, this was so good. But like, of course, at the time, because I was so young, there were elements of it that I didn't exactly understand. So that prompted me to go and watch interviews, girl, the 3-hour damn special, and going online and doing all that. So if Hamilton's going to make me do that, the way my personality is set up, girl.
Dedicate a weekend to it. Dedicate a weekend to it for sure. Because you'll miss a lot of things. And every time I watch it or listen to it, I catch new things that I'm like, oh, see, now I understand that dynamic. So I think it is a show where you won't get it right away, but you'll get the heart of it, I think.
Okay. All right, so Hamilton needs
Who tells your story? What are you going to do when you're here? What people know of you, is that what's true about you, or is that your legacy? Why is legacy important to you? It asks all kinds of really important questions about very complicated history that we have. It's just really interesting. I think you'd like it.
All right. Well, I need to get my Hamilton on, girl. Everyone keeps telling me, so like everyone can't be wrong. I want to ask you this. So, Meghan Tonjes, I'm like and y'all know this now, the Rebels of the Revolution, I'm like a secret artist. And by secret, I mean, I literally like block out a time of my day after work and I write raps, or like I try to write songs, and it's been really fun and fulfilling for me. Is there like a random place, like in contrast to me having such a structured writing class that I set up for myself alone in my house? Is there like what's the most randomest place you have ever written a song lyric? Like, have you been out in a mall and you just like got hit by a thought and you were like, okay, or you like open up your notes app and you're like, do you have a book?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I have so many, when I tell you I have so many voice notes and so many notes that I haven't even looked back at, of just me humming melodies that I'm thinking of throughout the day. I'm like in the middle of doing dishes and I'm like, oh, I hear this, or this line is in my head. I wish I had this structure. Like that's something we're gonna be in quarantine forever, the rest of the year for sure. So I'm like, this past few months, I felt like, oh, I haven't really done the things I wanted to do. I have time because no one's wearing their masks, so I'm inside, and I want that structure. But I've come up with lyrics on planes. I've plucked lyrics to the detriment of friendships out of conversations, like out of text message conversations with friends. Like I have a song that I never released, but I started working on, where the entire first verse is just me reading texts that someone had sent me. And it's uncomfortable, right? Because it's like, you're in the middle of, this person might not even realize that you're thinking this, and then all of a sudden it's in a song. But I try not to hold back too much on it because it's how I was feeling. It's the reality of it. I wake up with lyrics. I wake up with melodies. I write things down all the time, but I have a horrible, I'm not good at going back and looking at any of them. So clearly, which is why 40 songs were sitting on a hard drive and needed to be released 5, 6, 7 years later.
But look, we're all fed now. So hey, it all worked out, girl.
I catch up eventually.
Well, let me ask you one more question before we dive into all of that later on. Now, you're a Scorpio. You mentioned it earlier. What would you say is your most Scorpio trait?
Oh gosh, Scorpios, we get such a bad rap. Like we get, it's just a lot of people talking about us that have been hurt by us, and maybe they should have been hurt because of the things they were doing. What I will say, the thing that I think is the most Scorpio about me is that I'm very protective, especially of friends, of people that I love and that I hold dear and close to me. I don't have friends just because. My close circle is my close circle, and so when I see someone attacking or saying something, it's very hard for me to not jump in and want to defend instantly. I feel very like motherly of people I love. And so that's definitely gotten me into some hot water. But the water felt just fine to me because what I said needed to be said. And if I had to be the one to say it, I was going to say it.
And there it is. So, if you're not going to say it, who will?
And then I was going to make merch of it. And was gonna write a song about it because we monetize our feelings. We don't feel things.
That's silly. For those of you guys watching, whether you're watching live or after, please tell us what your astrological sign is in the chat and tell us in the comments. And if you're after watching and you have some time, tell us your most Scorpio trait, your most Taurus trait, your most Capricorn trait, and I can't wait to read them all.
Hey, listen, and anyone that's watching this and knows anything about astrology or is into it, I need you to know that I'm a Scorpio sun with a Pisces moon and a Cancer rising, bitch. I am triple water. Ooh. All I do is feel. A Venus in Scorpio. We got stelliums. It's all over the place. So just, I'm feeling it and I'm saying it, and I need you to know it's the fucking truth.
Let they asses know. Let they asses know.
It's gone through so many filters. Yes, please.
Okay, now you guys, it's time. We're going to get into this. We're going to get into some of the tea with Meghan and me. Get ready.
Oh my God, what a new show.
We're going to kick things off. We're going to talk about August Alsina and the Smiths. You guys, I was not surprised, but I am a little bit surprised at how messy, I would say, the situation has gotten. So for those of you guys that are unsure, August Alsina revealed to Angela Yee, for those of you guys that know from The Breakfast Club, in an interview that he had a consensual relationship with Jada Pinkett Smith. He said, actually, that Will Smith gave him his blessing. He said, I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation due to the transformation from their marriage to life partnership that they've spoken on several times and it not involving romanticism. He gave me his blessing and I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life, and I truly and really, really deeply loved and have a ton of love for her. I devoted myself to it. I gave my full self to it so much, so to the point that I could die right now and be okay with knowing that I truly gave myself to somebody. Now, the interesting thing about that is it was such a transformative relationship, such a transformative moment in his life, and then Jada Pinkett, her rep came out and said, girl, that's absolutely not true, girl. Skirt. That's not the truth. And then August Alsina stood 10 toes down and said, he put out like a lengthy statement, and basically at the end of it was like, don't get it twisted, don't get it confused. I'm not lying, and I let everyone know that the interview was coming out. So don't play with me, play with your kids. Is this messy, Meghan?
It almost feels like the rep was operating under like an older version of, I don't know how to describe it, but like it just felt like that's what has been happening. I don't think that I wasn't shocked hearing this. I don't think that this hasn't been a conversation that's been happening for a long time. I think watching Red Table Talk, they haven't explicitly said anything, but I feel like very implicitly they have put out there that they are in a partnership. They intend to be together forever. They have built more than just a marriage. And it's not necessarily an issue of romantically or where they're making connections. Otherwise, they know at the end of the day, their business, their life, their children, everything is with each other. So I think is it messy? I mean, anything that's kind of for public consumption feels messy, right? Because it leaves so much space open. And not everyone, there are a lot of people that want to be invited into these bedroom conversations, but it's also like, how much do you really need? I mean, I want it all. Again, Scorpio. So tell me all the information and every detail. I love it. I don't. It's interesting to me what's happening. I'd be very interested to see Jada, who said she was going to take herself to the table, and what that's going to look like. But I have a lot of thoughts. I mean, I don't want to cut you off on anything, but I have a lot of thoughts about the relationship in general and just the idea of what this version of a marriage looks like.
I wanted to ask you, do you think that there would be more outrage, because there are lots of conversations happening about why aren't people angry at Jada because of the age difference? But they are two consenting adults, to my knowledge. So I didn't really see what the big deal was in that way. But I did see that people were mentioning that I guess Jada had said somewhere, allegedly, that she was like healing him spiritually, and she was healing his wounds. But then, girl, were you healing the wounds? Allegedly. Or were you just like what? Like you said, I want to know everything about the relationship. How did it start? What Will said.
I've healed men with my vagina as well. It happens. Listen, I've had some people I slept with who found Jesus afterwards. I don't know if I'll take credit for it, but I feel like I had something to do with it. I think overall, in general, with an age difference, I feel the older I get, the more uncomfortable I feel with an age difference, because now I see, like, I'm looking at someone that's 20 years old, and there's just so much to happen yet and so much life to go through that I don't personally feel like I would. I mean, never. Who knows? Someone might come along that's amazing and very mature, but I feel a little bit more uncomfortable with age differences as I get older. That being said, both consensual. It seems like this was a relationship that went on for quite a while. And I think, when it comes to the question is, what was the expectation of him within the relationship? Because if they've been very vocal and outward about we're staying in this partnership, was there ever an idea that he thought she was going to leave well? Was there ever, what were those conversations? Because at the end of the day, she was never going to leave well. This is the partnership. And we can have relationships with other people and intimacy with other people and vulnerability, but it can only ever go so far legally. Is that where the disappointment comes from? Like, I don't know much about it, but did the relationship end because it was just, she was done or he was done? Or did it just feel like it got to a point and he wanted it to progress and she was like, this is kind of where it ends. Like, we can only be so much to each other.
He said that his sister passed away. And then he said he stepped away from the relationship because of all of its complexities. I believe I want to say 99% quote that's exactly what he said. That his sister passed away and he had to take a step away from the relationship because of all of its complexities. Now, he ain't get into them complexities, but it of course, it allows your mind to wander.
It does. Look. Maybe he went through something and it opened his mind and his eyes up to what was happening and how happy he was in it, and that shifted. I think that stuff can happen instantly. Or it could be something that he thought about for a long time, or he felt for a long time, and it only something major happening in his life gave him the strength to kind of pull back all the way. I think regardless of what kind of relationship you get into, the understanding of it, love is a drug, right? Like love will make you do and say and feel things that are just completely outside of your character. And he might have that. I think that probably shifted, especially someone that's younger. It's like what I went through between 20 and 26 was nothing for what I went through between 26 and 34. Like it never ends. And you're constantly looking back at your life through a different lens, an older lens. And so I think it just kind of sounds like that relationship got to that it could really get to. I guess we'll hear more on the red table, and maybe she'll bring him on. I don't know. Like, what's it going to be? I would love to see like an honest conversation with the two of them, or even her and Will and him.
I want the three of them.
I think it would just be so fast. I think it would be fascinating. And I also think like there's a lot of judgment. I've seen friends of mine that have been in open relationships, polyamorous relationships, that have gotten a lot of pushback online. And I think that this isn't different or unique or new. This is something that's been happening for a long time. People are looking to construct their relationships in a way that makes sense for who they are and how they want to love and how they want to be loved. And we kind of hold on to this very puritanical, like one person for one person, and that's how it's going to be. No, that's not how life is. That's not. And there actually probably would be a lot more marriages that maybe would be happier if there was a little bit more understanding or freedom, and two people deciding what that looks like and how that shifts throughout their time together. It sounds like Will and Jada made this decision. They're in a partnership. Maybe the romantic part of that relationship has passed, but they don't want to divorce. They don't want to separate. They have a genuine friendship and love for each other. And maybe they're fulfilled sexually or romantically in other ways. I think that not one person has to fulfill all of that for you. And marriage has kind of made us feel like that's the way it has to be. It doesn't. So I'm here for more representation of that.
Me too. I'm very curious to see if the three of them will sit at the red table talk, because I think that a lot of conversations can be started with the three of them sitting there, depending on the content of the conversation. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll be looking forward to that.
I mean, it's interesting. It's gonna, it will be interesting, because I think this conversation has been happening for a long time. People have been suspicious that maybe something is happening with the relationship being more open. Been a lot of rumors for a lot of years about Will and other people, and what this opens up. I think we also have to remember that not everyone is looking to be outed in any way based on their sexuality or their relationship style. And so it's not just about Jada, it's about everyone involved and their kids. Like there's just a lot to be aware of the story that you're telling and you're sharing, and how you're sharing that, and how maybe in this moment Jada is arriving and realizing, oh fuck, I thought I was in something that was this way, but maybe I was being too emotionally this way, or maybe I wasn't being clear. And that's an opportunity for her to be better in her relationship that she has with Will, and also moving forward with anyone else she has a relationship with. But I'm fascinated by it, and it just seemed like life was happening. Like sometimes we just rush to make a judgment about like, oh, this person's bad and this person's good. And I just think life, it's just life happening. It's just people that are shifting in and out of each other's lives and trying to share their stories in ways that feel, I think everyone's experience is real. Absolutely. Yes. And so it's valid.
The only thing about it that has me raising my eyebrow a little bit is the fact that he just had music come out. And that's basically, I thought, what the interview was supposed to be about. And it wound up being about, I was a third. I was the unicorn.
I mean, it's a hell of a time for the marketing portion of an album to come out with some kind of like big reveal or big news. But, also another way to think of that is maybe he talks about it so much in the music that it felt untrue to him to not just, it might not be something that he's like ashamed of, or that it's something that he's like, I'm an artist. This has happened. I just want to talk about it. And this is a time where I have a platform to talk about it in a meaningful way. He also said that he sent everything and everyone knew that he was going to be talking about this. So, listen, if anything, NDAs weren't signed, or maybe they were signed and they were ignored. At the end of the day, I just feel like if you are so sure in your version of what has happened and your understanding of it, I think you should give everyone the opportunity to share their truth, and to engage with that, because, as Shan Booty says, who's, another YouTuber that I love, when you look back and you think, oh, that was a good relationship that ended well, you were probably the asshole.
Hey.
You know? And so I think that's something to consider. Jada may need to grow in some ways, and he might grow in some ways, and maybe they'll grow back together or not. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a friendship, maybe it won't, but we won't know until we see it.
We gonna see at that Red Table Talk, girl. That's the one I ain't gonna miss. Facebook alerts on.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's like, look, if you're gonna judge him for talking about it, you have to judge Jada for also using her own vehicle to talk about her story in a way that, we can't lie, generates them a lot of money. So I think that this is people sharing their story in an entertaining and monetizable way, and this is what you all asked for, and this is what you're getting.
It just says what it is. Y'all, what y'all think? Oh, I see you. I see y'all in the chat. My bad. I'm about to ask y'all what y'all think, and y'all already telling me what y'all think. Katie is saying, oh my God, that would be amazing for the three of them to sit at the table. Alsina is saying, but who's going to host the meeting? That's a very good question. Maybe the grandmother should host the meeting because on an episode of Red Table Talk previously, she was kind of the one, when Will and Jada, they were discussing their marriage, she was the one that was trying to figure it out as well.
You can tell she's kind of just like,
I don't get it. So like, why not have her play, sort of like represent the audience as the host and sort of be like...
Here's the thing. Yeah, here's the thing to remember too. You have two individuals who are in a relationship who also come from abuse. Jada comes from an abusive household. So she might have looked at a marriage and a relationship where her mother stayed in something because she felt trapped in it. And she might be completely rewriting and undoing that generational trauma in her own way. And so I think that for a lot of people, I saw someone in the comments say, well, why do they get married if they want to do that? I think that one definition or understanding of marriage to you is completely a different experience to someone else. And I think until you've been in a situation where you've watched how detrimental a marriage and legality can be, and feeling forced into a relationship where you loved someone and they turned out to be different, Jada might need that freedom and Will might need that freedom. And I don't think that we have to be honest, marriage for a lot of people is, in a lot of ways, because it's legal, a business contract of like, we're putting all of our assets and everything together. We are business partners, because there are many ways to love a person and be with them. And it just happens to be that we live in a country right now where we get write-offs for being married. Like for having kids, like they want us to do these things. And so I think it's really interesting to see people kind of go around that and do it in their own way.
Well, girl, let's shift gears. We're going to talk about Kanye and that tweet yesterday. For those of y'all that were grilling yesterday.
I turned my phone off. I just saw it and I was like, I can't do it.
You guys,
I can't do it.
Aren't y'all excited for Kanye to be president? He tweeted that we must now realize the promise of America by trusting God, unifying our vision and building our future. I am running for president of the United States. Hashtag 2020 vision. Megan, I don't know about you, but I'm blind as fuck with Kanye leading the country. I'm not seeing shit. Stevie Wonder seeing more than us, girl, period. Honestly.
I think that, how can we even be shocked by it? Because we've opened up the door to it. I mean, listen, I have a lot of thoughts about politics, and they're ever growing and changing the more that I read and learn, right? And so I think that there are people that legitimately believe like, but we've had a good president, or we've had a few good presidents. We have not. Like, we have had people that are inspirational and do incredible things, but overwhelmingly that is not a job for someone who is helping everyone all of the time. Like, every president has something that they've harmed other people for. But now we have this new, like, it doesn't matter if you have service in a certain area, if you've been dedicated to politics, if you've gone in any kind of way. It's kind of like, how rich are you, and how responsive are people to you online? And so it makes perfect sense that Kanye would run for president, because we have Trump who made it, and so I can't be shocked about it. I think anyone at this point, it just seems like, can throw their hat in the ring. I don't know. I mean, I've seen that he didn't file any of the proper paperwork or anything. So it, begs the question of like, listen, I've announced many times, I'm writing a book, I'm making an album, I'm doing whatever. And then I didn't do a goddamn thing for years. So I would just say, ignore it, back away from it. You saw him with Elon Musk, fuck both of those people. Like, just look at it for the spectacle that it is, and deprogram and detrain yourself enough to move back from it. we see so much change happening right now at all these different levels because of the protests. And I think it's making it even more like the president obviously has a lot of power and a lot of say in things and the way that we're viewed in other countries. But there's so much more change that can happen at these other levels right now that to be concerned about Kanye, it's like distraction.
And you know what, Meghan, I say that a lot over at work, over at Holly Scoop. I say, you know, these Jenners, they do things specifically to make a spectacle out of themselves to like get your attention. Don't give it to them, especially if you are not fans of them. If you're fans of them, girl, eat that shit up. Kylie got a new wig, bitch. Get into it. But if like you're following Kim Kardashian and you don't like Kim Kardashian just so that you can comment on her shit when she uploads a dumbass picture, like what does that do for you? It's the same thing, dude, with Kanye.
Unfollow, unengage. I just did a huge clean of my social media just on Twitter. I mean, I'm still looking at Instagram like, oh God, who's time? But for me, I was following definitely over 1,000 people at one point, and then I got it down to 666 just because I liked the number and I thought it was appropriate. and then one night I was like, no, and I pared it down to like 150, and I'm still going down. And I just started using lists. I put it with everyone in lists so that I can check in and I can engage with people that I want to engage with. But my main feed is just what I really want, what I think is the most important, people that I really want to check in on, and like the ability to actually scroll to the bottom of my timeline and feel like I've seen everything. Oh, yeah. I think at this point, we have to understand that we have to be more aware to not just be willing participants in like our own demise, whether it comes to Hollywood or YouTube or anything. It's like at a certain point, you have to say, I'm an adult and I have to figure out how I'm engaging with the content and how it's affecting me mentally and what it's like, how much of my day is wrapped up in the lives of people that I don't know that are paying a lot of money for me to not really ever know. And just see it for the distraction it is. Because when you stop following some of these YouTubers and some of these creators and some of the celebrities, it's like they don't exist. I blocked Donald Trump on Twitter forever ago. It's delightful. It's delightful.
You don't have to see
I get the updates. I get updates of what's happening and I can roll my eyes at it, but there's more important stuff than me retweeting something else of his. Don't need it. It's just
like you're just putting more eyes on the problem. That's how I look at it as. If it's like something dumb, like a petty video or like just something I don't agree with, sure, fantastic. I'll say my little shady thing. But when it comes to like the big things, like even before we get into that, when it comes to like Jeffree Star saying something problematic or like James Charles saying something problematic, I'm not gonna fucking retweet that. One, because I have them muted, and two, because it's like, why do I want people that fuck with me? Shout out to the Rebels of the Revolution and the T Tribe. Why would I want y'all to like see that? Like see me engage with something I don't like, especially in that way. I really only try to like retweet, like I always call them like kiki things, but they're like not things that are like, they're things that are easy to like ingest, like a funny video or a cute inspirational quote, or like Meghan Tonjes. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's not about to be like James Charles and assless chaps on Coachella with like a mean ass tweet attached to it.
I mean, there are just creators in the site where it's like to die. Like, even though we're going to get it, I mean, I can tell you honestly, I don't know what the fuck is going on with Shane Dawson and Tati and James Charles and every other person that I barely knew or knew of, but only knew for being problematic, and Trisha and Gabby and I mean, I'm just watching this, like everyone's just burning themselves down to keep themselves warm and not doing it very well. And I just think that at the end of the day, if you're going to respond to these things, there are ways to do it where you don't even give them the engagement. Just screenshot it if you have to. Don't tag them. Who cares? It's not about their fans and people coming in and them being upset and then making it into a whole thing. You're using this as an example to point out what is fucked up and what you're going to do about it, or what you have in reaction to it. Use it as a stepping stone for your own content to counteract it. Don't feed into it just for clicks and likes, and then at the end of the day, they're the biggest person on YouTube. And it's like, well, yeah, because everything's getting retweeted and shared and tagged, and there's no discernment between criticism and just fealty and love.
I agree.
And it feels the same to them, I think. It feels the same.
Well, Meghan, since you said you don't know what the fuck is going on, girl,
give me an update. I have thoughts regardless. Even if I don't know what's happening, I still I have things to say.
I want to say shout out to this show that I've created. So I don't I literally do not upload during the week unless it's Sunday, right? Unless it's like, when was the last time I uploaded and it wasn't during the week? Rain on Me, y'all. When Rain on Me came out, I said, bitch, we cannot wait. We need to react to that right away. But I'm kind of glad that I give myself the week to sort of get through all of the mess and see what happens so that on Sunday I can give y'all sort of like my version of the full. So we haven't even spoken, you guys, you and I, since I was speculating that Shane and Jeffree were behind the entire Tati thing, whatever. Y'all saw the clip last week. So what has happened now, you guys, is Tati Westbrook, rich white woman extraordinaire, she has uploaded her Breaking My Silence YouTube video, and basically throughout the video she reveals that after Bye Sister a year ago, her and James got together at her mansion, I imagine, and they sat and they compared text messages, voice notes, emails, carrier pigeons, and everything else from Jeffree Star and Shane, and they realized that they have been duped and gooped the house. They realized that they have been two pawns in a bigger scheme to basically get rid of James Charles, like this is the fucking mafia. Basically, Tati goes into like this apology to Jackie Aina for basically supporting Jeffree after he called her a gorilla, ?
I'm sure Jackie's like, just leave me the fuck out of it, dude. Everyone knows how I feel. Don't talk about me. Even in Shane's video where he was talking about my friend Francesca, don't leave everyone. I mean, I understand that these are things you feel like you need to say, but some of these things have not been even said in private. Ooh. To the people they're for. And so I just feel like, or you kept reaching out to those people and they kept pushing it off, not wanting to engage. And so you decided to go and talk about it in a video. I mean, we don't read the room. We don't read the room.
Period. So in the video, she basically, Meghan, she lets us know.
I tried to click into it. I tried. And then I flashed back to the last time there was drama, and I just remember watching and being like, I do not understand why this woman is so attached to these 20-year-old fuck-ups and trying to save them and mother them in a way that's so unhealthy, clearly for everyone, because no one here has boundaries or self-awareness. And so they keep finding themselves, like I knew from her first video back in the day, I know from all of their videos, I know who you are as a person, I know who you are in a relationship, I know who you are as a friend. You can see it. They don't even understand, like, it's just, alarm bells. Everyone needs therapy. Everyone needs a journal. Everyone needs a fucking friend that's not a YouTuber. Everyone needs to say their story out loud and listen to it and see the response they would give to a friend telling them the story, and then not.
Meghan, let me tell you something. What you said something profound. Everybody needs a friend that's not a YouTuber. Now, my friend that used to not be a YouTuber is now a YouTuber. But that's because I convinced her to do it. Shout out to Queen Madison. They all know her. Her and I used to work over at Holly Scoop. And I used to be the one that would come into the office and I would be like, girl, let me tell you what's going on. And I'll never forget it, Meghan. We were in the office, and this is last year. This was around the time, a little bit before Dramageddon had happened. And it was something about David Dobrik and Liza had broken up. And I remember coming in and being like, oh my God, Madison, this is a big deal. This is so awful. They were crying and it was so emotional. And she stops me and she goes, wait, so two people broke up. Then they decided we need to tell the world. So they sat in front of a DSLR camera. They started to cry, and then they went and pressed the record button, cried and held each other, and then uploaded it for millions of people to see. And it was like, when she broke it down like that, it was something in my brain that like clicked. And I said, I guess that is a little weird, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's a new evolvement of humanity that I don't know is going to do well for us. But it's a symptom of letting an audience into who you aren't. Like, a lot of these people are in relationships and their whole content is the relationship, and they hide all of the reality or the bad parts of it. And then so they have this audience that feels like, these are my parents, I love them. And it's like trying to tell your kid that you're going through a divorce, when in reality, it's just a bunch of fucking strangers on the internet that you are coddling, because the reality is that relationships end. We didn't show everything that, was going on. And it has to be this huge announcement. And I feel like that's been happening for a long time. It's like you would think everyone is just came online to make apology videos and breakup videos. And I long for the day that someone was in a full-on relationship and then doesn't talk about the breakup. And then a year goes by and they're like, oh yeah, we broke up like
now that's a year ago. Imagine that. That would never happen on YouTube.
I would love it. I hope to be it, you know?
He's like, oh yeah, that's done. That's done a long time ago. Oh, y'all didn't know? Oh yeah, because it's real life.
Yeah. I can't.
So like,
I can't. Just a bunch of comments from people asking, "Where is so and so?
Where's so and so? He's gone. He moved to New Mexico." So like you said, basically it was Tati trying to coddle a teenager. She had James do her makeup for the wedding, etc. She, in the video, explains to us that she felt gaslit and sort of not forced but coerced into making this Bi Sister video. Something that really stuck out to me was the fact that she said she called Shane before she uploaded the Bi Sister video and said, listen, James is out of the country. He's on the 50th floor of a hotel. I don't want anything awful to happen to him. Do you think I should still do this? And Shane was like, bitch, he's narcissistic as fuck. Upload that shit. Jesus. Worst, right? The thing that blew my mind, Megan, was, right, so in Tati's video, she's allegedly claiming, I'm going to do a magnifying glass shake, she's allegedly claiming that Shane offered not only to edit her Bi Sister video, but title it and do the thumbnail for it, right? Megan, don't you know that when you look at the trailer for that Jeffree starred 18-part bullshit mess box, in the trailer is him and Rylan watching the trailer, but he's crying like he's seeing the trailer for the first time. Now, Shane, how is your ass up there crying and you was the one that basically tried to edit the video? You offered to help execute the whole entire thing. How does that work?
I mean, listen, maybe he's a water sign. I cry all the time when I rewatch stuff that I did. It's like a new version every time. It's experiencing it all over again.
So that happened, and then you guys, basically, the biggest takeaway that I took away from the video is this. Tati is saying, what I took away from it all was that this is the calm before the storm. Tati is saying that the reason why Jeffree Star is Jeffree Star and no one comes out against him is because he has dirt on everyone in the community, enough, Tati is claiming, enough to destroy the YouTube ecosystem, basically.
Burn it down.
Burn it down?
Burn it down. This is the thing that's fascinating to me, is people really believe that they have control over a YouTube ecosystem. You weren't here when it first started. What are you talking about?
Plonk.
There are people that I know that were like the biggest YouTubers in the world, and then next year we're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what they're doing? It can change at any point. Just because you happen to be the biggest and the baddest and the richest at this point right now, it'll change. TikTokers come back into YouTube just the way Viners came back into YouTube, and no one's going to care about this or this in the exact same way. Yeah. So it's kind of, you're just watching a bunch of, I said this on Twitter, it looks often like a bunch of rich people fighting about how badly they don't want to be friends. And it's really hard it's not hard to relate to not wanting to be friends with someone, but it's very hard to relate to rich people who have other things to do, constantly fighting about, just don't be fucking friends, dude.
It's very simple. It's very simple, Megan. Just don't be friends. I had a really public falling out with a friend, and like people still don't know the details of it because it just wasn't responsible, I feel like, as an adult or to my audience, because they were so invested in that friendship to be airing out dirty laundry. I just feel like it's immature. Mm-hmm. So if I'm 28, I think I was 26 when that happened. Why would I could not imagine being 38 years old and being like, all right, bitch, in my wealthy white woman mansion on the upper floor this time, and fucking turn on my beautiful, it looks like she's, it just looks very wealthy. Gorgeous. Beautiful gowns she had, I imagine.
Wealth. And the kind of environment that you would imagine someone would like turn their phone off and just feel peace as they look out over the land that they have, the pool that they have, just the mortgage that it's one of those things where, listen, I don't doubt that some of these emotions are real, because I think that there are people within this that are dysfunctional and unwell in a lot of ways, that are being fueled and pushed on by a response from an audience that also, elevates it, doesn't necessarily question it, is down for the ride. And so I think you just have to look at it for what it is, which is they're holding on to. I mean, and listen, I said this on Twitter and people were like, well, some of these are serious allegations. I'm not discounting that. But what I'm saying is that it just seems like every 2 years, the same group of people is making an apology video and then having a comeback and then making another apology video. And then now we're friends, but now we're not friends. And then I just feel like in another year, another group, they're going to come back together and their fans are going to, I mean, it's going to be this constant story that you're following with merch sprinkled along the way. And so it's like, are you invested in the story or not? And if you aren't invested in the story, then you have to ask yourself, why? Is it because you're looking at a bunch of very dysfunctional, unwell people that have too much money and have lawyers and have no reason to be on the internet? Just things that can be used in court. Yeah. Just like no lawyer present. Like
that's what Tati said. Basically, Meghan, to wrap up the 40-minute video, this is what I took away from the video, all of you guys. I feel like Tati, a lot of tears, she took the bracelets off. She said, fuck these goddamn bracelets, jingle jangle in this damn video. She basically said, listen, here's about as much tea as I can spill without getting my ass in trouble. I said what I said, and if y'all don't like it, bitch, you're getting a letter and we're going to court anyway. And when the time comes, bitch, I'm spilling it all. That's what she said, Meghan. She said, y'all don't gotta believe me. She literally is frustrated. She's like, I know that there are like receipts that you're like looking for. And
I mean, good. Maybe she's like, I recorded my statement so that in the middle of social distancing, I can just send it to court. I don't have to show up. We can just Zoom call this in.
She's like, bitch, I said what I said and the attorneys can kiki about it later. Let me ask you this, Meghan. How can we, as an audience, right, if we choose to participate, how can we stop this from happening again? Or how do we make Dramageddon not as big as it is? Because the fact that like it makes national coverage when things like this happens, it blows my mind. I shouldn't be seeing Jeffree on ET. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, well, of course it makes national coverage because they love watching us fight. They love it. So traditional media loves it. And they've been trying for a long time to push us in this box of like, this is what influencers are. This is what creators are. And I think people like Jeffree and Shane and everyone are rising to the task. Like they're really trying to meet this image and they're doing a great job. But is that the image that I necessarily would want to align with? Maybe not. I think there are a few ways to do it, right? If you're watching them, I've left several concerned comments over the years on people that I didn't really with and I didn't really like, but watching them cry and sob and suffer online, I was like, this isn't fun. Yeah. Like this isn't, not that it should all be fun, but like this hurts me. Like I feel this. And so I think you can leave comments like that really trying to mediate in a way, or you can try to keep people accountable without it necessarily being you hating on them, but like really just being actively involved. But at the end of the day, I just don't know that who everyone is being portrayed. And so who are you really fighting for? Because at the end of the day, it feels like you're kind of just fighting for a ghost, a version of someone that can change at any moment. And, I don't know. There's not an equal exchange. So what can you really do? I would say start promoting people that you enjoy watching. Start promoting other creators that even if they have drama or not, are going about it in a healthier way that you think bring value to the platform. And save this for like your weekend. I'm bored. I just want to like watch kind of burn down trash.
Yeah.
But to get so wrapped up into it, you're going to continuously be disappointed by people that really haven't given you a reason to believe in them to begin with. And that's on you as an audience member.
Everybody has a choice, Meghan.
Everyone has a choice here. And again, like I said earlier, make the choice on how you consume the content, the lens that you're looking through it, and how you're responding to it, and how you're doing. Are you engaging in it, or are you actually trying to, push against it?
Meghan, I want to ask you two more things before we go.
Okay. Yes.
Jeffree, throughout all of this, has been radio silent. Now, they don't went and restocked Shane's low hoodies, because his killer merch does all of the merch for all the girls. We know they're all wrong. What do we think Jeffree is going to do? Because it seems as though everyone has said even a little bit of something. Jeffree has been silent. He's been out somewhere taking pictures with fans. His makeup artist is one of the makeup artist friends is baking cookies in the goddamn house, laying out in the pool. Yeah. What do we think Jeffree's going to do, and when? Because this is his friend. His good Judy is out here getting his career just toasted. They done threw Shane in the grinder, girl.
I think, I can't quite predict what Jeffree is going to do or what the thought process is, but he might be waiting to see, what legally is going to happen before he says anything. Maybe just to see how it goes behind the scenes before he really comes. I think at some point there will be a video made where he talks about this, but I just think this potentially could be a few months out, so that he, when he drops it, it's like the only thing out there in the ecosystem. It's the biggest thing out there in the ecosystem, and it brings up all of this drama again in a way that he feels like he has control over the narrative of it. And that's his choice. I mean, at the end of the day, we really don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But I will say that if you find yourself hearing that someone is constantly keeping dirt on people to keep control of them, you need to stop surrounding yourself with people who have receipts. You need to stop being friends with people where you have a ton of receipts on them. Yes. You're not fucking friends. You're not. And if someone's showing you who they are, go with that. Yeah. Believe it. Give people a chance, absolutely, but understand that you can't fix or save everyone, and it's not a good enough reason or excuse to be close to someone that's powerful or rich or big in the platform that you want to be a part of, because you will lose so much more than you know.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, everything comes back around, and if you're sitting there just trying to be friends with people that do not give a fuck about you and have no problem throwing you out to the wolves, you got to reevaluate your life choices.
You got to love yourself a little bit more.
You got to love find better. Listen, not every creator or YouTuber or influencer is someone that's out here doing horrible things. And I think if you pay attention long enough and you start looking at other areas online, you'll see that there are entire sections, friend groups, collaborations where people are doing really good work and are being vulnerable in a way that's not damaging to other people.
Yes.
Go with
that. Find them. And my little bit of platform, if y'all are in the chat, and also Meghan as well, tell us who you're watching. People that are positive influences or people that just make you feel good. Tell us in the chat, and you, Meghan, let us know who you're watching as well.
Oh my God. Well, Trey Melvin isn't on YouTube anymore, but Trey.
Love him.
Trey is incredible. I watch my friends, right? So Soundly Awake. I co-host a podcast called No Lies Detected with my friend Michelle Moore, who's just incredible to watch on Instagram and just so wise. I think if you follow me, you will see who I support, because I'm constantly shouting out and sharing and collaborating with the people that I support. And whether I know them or not, I just, I try to curate people that I think are really powerful.
Well, y'all need to go on ahead and follow Meghan Tonjes. Like I said, she is an icon. She is a legend. Big sister energy. I hope y'all felt it. I hope you felt her arms cradling with you with that fucking truth. Thank you so much for being here, Meghan. You really have no idea how much this means to me. It's a really big deal for me. But
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna close out the show. Thank you for joining me today, and I appreciate you.
Anytime.
Everyone say bye to Meghan.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And I'll see you soon, girl.
I'll see you soon. Bye.
Whoop. Let's turn that on. Bam. There I go. Hi. Hello. Was it Meghan everything? She literally was everything. Live, laugh, and love for her, you guys. I feel like that was such a good cleansing conversation. I feel like my soul is clean. Meghan is going to give you the truth every single time, and she gives you that in person as well, which is why I was so glad that she asked to be on here so that she could meet you guys and you guys can meet her as well. Please be sure to follow her on everything. Be sure to go on Spotify and listen to all of her music. So much music out there for you guys from Meghan. Be sure to check her out, her channel, follow her on Instagram, etc., etc. Alrighty, you guys. It's about that time to wrap things up. If you guys have any extra questions, feel free to ask them right now in the chat. It has been a wonderful and iconic Sunday. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation between myself and Meghan. If you're watching after, hey, don't worry. I want to keep this interaction going, so be sure to jump down in the comments, leave comments as you're watching along, like I mentioned earlier. And of course, give me some time. I'm gonna get in them comments and we're gonna kiki and get into whatever we're gonna talk about, whatever little nuggets y'all leave me in the comments. But I'm gonna go ahead and skedaddle, y'all. I gotta get some groceries because Trader Joe's was closed yesterday because of the 4th of July. So as always, you guys, it has been an iconic time hanging out with you guys. I love doing these lives. I love having my friends on here. Felicia, your ass is coming up soon. I don't know how we gonna get your ass. We're gonna have to get you up in a little box up in here somehow, y'all. If y'all want to see Felicia, let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments because y'all definitely are gonna want to see that. Be sure to check out our podcast, Over Her in the Pantry. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, which I know I've already said. Subscribe if you're new. And yeah, that's about it, you guys. I'm gonna skedaddle. And until next time, you guys, let me take these out. Get out of here. Until next time, you guys, my name is Courtney. The world keeps spinning and so shall you. Be sure to wash your hands. Please give a damn. And yeah. Alrighty, you guys. I will see you next Sunday for another Kiki with Mimi. And be safe. And like I always say, like I just said, wash your hands. Bye, you guys.